Good morning, fellow Hoops fans. Welcome back to another episode of The Last Shot NBA show right here on Little Birdie TV. As always, brought to you by our great friends over there at topsport.com.au. Now, we've got a bumper show for you guys today. It is game one of the NBA Finals. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm a little bit torn about this whole NBA Finals beginning because it is the beginning of the end of these NBA games. We could potentially have 4, 5, 6, who knows how many more games left. We're going to bring on a couple of our experts to talk about it. We're going to start off with old mate BK. My man, how you doing?
Merry Christmas. We're here. Game one. Let's go.
It's game one. Let's go, BK. Listen, like I said, I'm torn, man, because this is the beginning of the end. After the NBA Finals, we've got no more meaningful NBA games until probably October, if my memory serves correct. But look, it's going to be a good final series. We do definitely have the two best teams. The Celtics were the best in the East. The Warriors are the best in the West. Bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm really looking forward to this series. It's old versus young. It's, legacy for Steph versus breakthrough for guys like Tatum and Brown. There's just a lot of intriguing storylines surrounding this series. And whilst the Warriors, on paper had the advantage, I've been writing the Celtics off all season at every point throughout the season. And I finally got to concede after they won that game 7. Like, they deserve to be here. They've been incredible.
Yeah, look, like you mentioned, BK, there is a lot of storylines surrounding these NBA Finals. One of the key ones that people are already talking about is the one surrounding Steph Curry and the fact that he has not won a NBA Finals MVP. The Warriors have won 3 titles. Andre Iguodala won it in 2015, and then obviously 2017, 2018. Kevin Durant was on that team, won the 2 back-to-back Finals MVPs. But there's a lot of talk, BK, now of whether if he doesn't win a Finals MVP, is his legacy tarnished, in some way? And look, I get people need the content. They want to talk about something. We're talking about it right now. But Steph Curry does not need a Finals MVP to cement his legacy. He's going to go down as one of the greatest, maybe even the greatest point guard, depending on your point of view, of all time. He doesn't need this Finals MVP. He's chasing rings. He's not chasing Finals MVPs.
Yeah, look, we're overthinking this. I mean, the Kevin Durant Finals MVPs, that was no contest. KD was the best player on the floor in those series. It's obviously the 2015 one that kind of comes back and hindsight of, him putting up, pretty good numbers, 26, 6, 6, whatever it was in 2015. I mean, if anyone's going to win Finals MVP from the Golden State Warriors, you have to think it's going to be Steph Curry. But I mean, I don't think this is a defining marker of his career. Yes, it's nice, but at the end of the day, there's one trophy you're after, and that's the Larry O'Brien trophy. Like, the Finals MVPs is the icing on the cake.
All facts, no cap, BK. Now, about that Finals MVP, you said if anyone on the Warriors is going to win the Finals MVP, it's going to be Steph. I might have something to say about that a little bit later on, but I just want to go back to that 2015 Final Series because, like you mentioned, that is the most contentious of those Finals MVPs that Steph didn't win because, like you said, Kevin Durant, best player on the floor, 2017, 2018. Andre Iguodala won in 2015. If you just go to their stats, BK, in that final series, Iguodala averaged 16.3 points to Curry's 26, like you mentioned. Here we go. We've got it on the screen right here. The rebounds, Iguodala, slightly more assists. Curry's got the edge there. The steals, roughly the same there, give or take. And a better field goal percentage from Andre Iguodala as well. Now, Iguodala was given that Finals MVP, they said, because of the job that he did in slowing down LeBron James, who actually in that final series was the first player in NBA Finals history to lead both teams in points, assists, and rebounds for the entire series. He averaged 35.8, 13.3 rebounds, 8.8 assists. He did shoot just under 40% from the field. So if that's slowing down LeBron James, then yeah, I guess Andre Iguodala deserved that Finals MVP.
Hey man, they were talking about LeBron winning Finals MVP that year.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not mad at the Iguodala Finals MVP.
Look, I think in hindsight, when you look in the, like, once you start to take into account the context surrounding that series and all that sort of, look, I'm not mad at it either, but if Curry had won it that year, I wouldn't have been mad either. Like, I kind of felt he deserved to win it as well.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. I'm sure by this stage, Andre Iguodala probably wants to give it to Steph Curry just because of the noise that it's created. But I mean, in terms of legacy for Steph Curry, like, people saying there's a lot on the line for him. Like, this guy's, could potentially win his 4th title, would tie him with LeBron James, elevate him, above that sort of Larry Bird, into that Magic Johnson. Like, he's on the trail of guys like Kobe Bryant. Like, 4 rings is no joke. And when you throw in the 2 MVPs, 1 unanimous, the 3-point record, like, are we looking at Steph Curry as a top 10 player all time after this season?
Yes,
is that crazy?
100%. Yeah, I think he's probably maybe even a top 10 player of all time as is. But yeah, that would probably definitely elevate him. Now, they asked a man much smarter than you and I, BK, when it comes to basketball, Steve Kerr, old mate Justin Termine from Sirius XM radio over there in the US, spoke to Steve Kerr, and he asked him about this particular topic, and this is what Steve had to say.
All right, so when you got like 3 or 4 days off, you got to find topics to talk about nationally, and one that's popped up is Steph and the Finals MVP. And I know Draymond chimed in on that a little bit yesterday. What's your take is in regards to that being used as something to guard or to argue against Steph and where he sort of sits in the hierarchy of the game?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, like, when Steph came out of Davidson, he said, okay, in 12 years. You're going to be a 2-time MVP. You're going to have 3 rings. You're going to be a 9-time All-Star, whatever it is. You're a future Hall of Famer. You're going to lead the NBA in scoring. But you know what? You will not have a Finals MVP. You think he would have gone? Oh man, I don't want that. Like that's what a failure. Like what are we even talking about? He's accomplished everything. I guess that's just the last thing that he hasn't. The last box that he hasn't checked, maybe, but it's just something to talk about. It's not really a thing.
There you have it. Couldn't have said it better myself. If you had said that this kid coming out of Davidson would be a 3-time NBA champion and 9-10-time All-Star and scoring leader and 2-time Finals, like, come on, he doesn't need that Finals MVP to cement anything.
Leave that for people on the internet. They're good over there.
Like I said, we're talking about it, so it does provide content for all of us. All right, let's move on, BK. We're going to talk a little bit about Marcus Smart and probably Draymond Green, because on Wednesday's show, we were talking about, key matchups and X factors. And I said the key matchup for me anyway was probably going to be Marcus Smart, defending Steph Curry and how he would do that. But there's something else, that sort of came up. And again, Steve Kerr, a man much smarter than all of us when it comes to basketball, he paid Marcus Smart the ultimate compliment, I guess, from Steve Kerr's eyes. And he compared him to Draymond Green. And he said, this is what Steve Kerr said: I described him yesterday as the kind of guard version of Draymond. He's just all over the place defensively, really, really smart, anticipates plays, understands angles, the versatility to guard 1 through 5. It's all there. There's a reason he won Defensive Player of the Year. He's a great, great defender and probably an underrated offensive player as well. BK, what did you make of all this praise that Steve Kerr is heaping on Marcus Smart?
Hey man, you got to butter them up before you go in for the kill. But no, there is a lot of merit in what Steve Kerr is saying. You look at the impact that Smart has on both sides of the floor, honestly, for the Boston Celtics, but especially defensively. We saw all throughout this postseason, all throughout this regular season, like when he is on his game and conducting things on the defensive end of the floor, he's getting steals, he's guarding 1 through 4. We're going to probably end up seeing him on Draymond for stretches, just considering how much both of these teams like to switch things defensively. But he really is the engine room of this Boston Celtics team. I know Brown and Tatum are obviously the offensive talents, but it's almost as though the Celtics go as Marcus Smart goes, because when he has those offensive games, when he knocks down 3, 4, 5 threes, he starts cooking. All of a sudden, the Boston Celtics look unstoppable because now you have to guard this other guy. So I think, on both sides of the floor, Smart kind of holds that value. But especially defensively, this is the best defensive team in the league. He is their best defender. So really, I think he's going to have a lot more of an impact on this series than maybe people might think.
Yeah, look, I look at Marcus Smart, and when we're talking about the comparison with Draymond Green, and I mentioned this on the Twitter Spaces that we did yesterday morning. Draymond Green is the linchpin to that Golden State Warriors defense, and I think Marcus Smart is the exact same thing for the Boston Celtics. He's the straw that stirs everything together. He's the mañana, So I think he's obviously very, very important. He may not be the best, I guess, individual or defender on that, but he is the guy that holds everything together for the Boston Celtics. And to Steve Kerr's point, Smart anchored, like you mentioned, BK, the number one defense, also ranked third in steals, sixth in total steals, fourth in loose balls recovered, top 10 in charges drawn and deflections. Come on, like that's a fair comparison. I don't mind Steve Kerr saying that.
And to your point that you raised earlier, like the matchup against Steph Curry, like that's big because we've seen Smart have a lot of success guarding Steph Curry or just making life difficult for him. I think the numbers are 33.3% when guarded by Smart. And when you have a guy out there like Steph Curry that we know what he's going to do, I'm not sure that there's many other teams that would feel as confident in the defense of their point guard, maybe outside of the Bucks and Drew Holiday, having a guy like Marcus Smart that can go out there, can harass, Steph, Clay. Like Smart's a big guy too. Like he can body up bigger players as well. But the fact that you can throw Smart out there and basically just say go get him like that, that's a big advantage that kind of takes a lot of the defensive pressure off a lot of the other guys. Just considering how much Steph Curry moves around the floor too, man. Like this guy will lose you in a heartbeat, and Smart is one of the best guys at getting around screens, getting out onto the perimeter and contesting shots. This is going to be a dogfight between these two guys.
Yeah, like we said, BK, there's so many storylines and narratives sort of within this NBA final series. It's just going to be really, really fun to watch. Hopefully we get a long series, but we'll have to see how that goes. All right, BK, this is the segment that I was talking about before when you mentioned Steph Curry is the most likely to win the finals MVP on the Golden State Warriors. We're going to call this segment Wild Predictions because we're going to give our predictions on this series. Once we start talking with Parky as well, we'll get into the odds and the betting aspect of things, but we're going to call this one Wild Predictions, and we're going to give off probably our most wild, reckless take, I guess.
Let's get spicy.
I'm going to start it off, right? My wild prediction for this series, Klay Thompson wins finals MVP.
Game 6 Clay's coming in from game 1.
From game 1, BK. And he's going to start raining threes and he's going to win finals MVP. He's going to pull the rug up from underneath Steph Curry.
Hey, I ain't mad at that. We know what Klay Thompson does when games get serious, when games matter. And if that's from the jump, the internet's going to go crazy if Klay Thompson wins finals MVP.
Listen, man, let me tell you something, right? If we look, I know Klay isn't the player, that he was prior to those injuries that he had, obviously missed 2 years of basketball.
He can still shoot.
He can still shoot. Like that man can still shoot. And if he gets hot and he gets his confidence going, and then all of a sudden the Warriors start looking for Klay Thompson because they want to feel that vibe. They want to feel that energy, especially at home. My man could end up averaging 30 and winning this finals MVP.
Hey, if you're too worried about locking down Steph Curry, there's another sniper out there just waiting to hit shots. But
there's one more splash brother to go, man.
If you're gonna go reckless finals MVPs, I'm here for A. Wiggins.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna slow down Jason Tatum. He's gonna get the Iguodala finals MVP.
I can see that a little bit, BK. I can see that.
And that is the spiciest of my takes. But hey, you never know. You never know how these series work out. Can he do it for 3-4 games in a row? No, probably not. But you never know. If Iguodala can win a finals MVP, Andrew Wiggins can win a finals MVP.
Wouldn't that be something? All-star and finals MVP in the same year for Andrew Wiggins. Who would have
hang the jersey up?
The odds would have been astronomical on that at the start of the season.
You could retire if you bet on that.
What's your, I know that wasn't your bold take, BK. I know you've got one more in the chamber.
I've got another reckless one in the chamber. Jordan Poole is going to hit more threes than Steph Curry in this final series.
We got to get the odds on this one.
I'm basing this purely off that one game when Steph Curry went out with injury against the Celtics, and Jordan Poole went crazy, hit 6 threes, 29 points. Like, he was just slicing and dicing up the Celtics. Why not get that for 5-6 games? Let's go.
Listen. All right. I love these spicy takes. I love them.
He's putting up these threes against the bench too. Steph's going up against the A squad.
You know, he's got less to play, like less quality opposition to go up against. So you
don't think he can hit threes over Peyton Pritchard? Come on. These takes are going to come back to haunt me.
I love it. This is definitely we're adding more storylines to the NBA Finals. Things to keep an eye on.
We're just making up storylines.
All right, BK, we're going to let you go, man. Enjoy game one, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out on Jordan Poole coming off the bench today.
You know I'm going to be talking crazy the second he hits 1-3.
Yes, sir. I'm here for it. All right, my man. We'll catch you Monday morning. Sorry.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, time to bring on our resident betting expert. His strike rate is second to none this season. Parky, come on. First of all, we're going to get your wild take before we get into the betting stuff.
Can I comment on the wild takes that I've just been listening to first?
Yes, please do.
And I'm a gambling guy, so you know that I've already looked up the odds for all your wild predictions. So they are pretty wild, but I love them. I love your Clay MVP. Our great mates at TopSport, you can get $16 for Clay to be the MVP. So that was a good one. As far as Wiggins for MVP, which BK mentioned, he's $26. So that's even a bit more wilder than your one. And also with BK's Poole hitting the most threes, we can get Poole for the most threes on TopSport for the series at $21. So, of course, Steph's favoured at $1.70 or something like that. So
yeah,
that is a wild one. And I actually was thinking along the same lines as you, Nick, with MVP. I was trying to get a bit freaky with that. And I had either Draymond or Marcus Smart to win the MVP, similar to the Iggy back in 2016.
Yeah.
You know, if Smart holds Curry down, for example, if Draymond, does a great job defensively, hits a couple of shots himself, and they're both at $16 as well. But of my wild prediction is I'm going to go a bit off center here, and that's Celtics to win in 5 games. Okay.
Oh.
Celtics to win in 5. Now, hear me out here. Look, ESPN have been talking about their BPI, 86% chance of Celtics winning the.
That was ridiculous.
Which I agree is ridiculous. But just hear me out.
Yeah.
Let's just imagine if the Celtics can steal one of these first games, at the Chase Center. All right. Then they go to Boston and win 2 there. So they're up 3-1. They come back to Chase Center game 5, playing with house money, and they win in 5. So I know it's a wild prediction, but that's what we're asked to deliver, wild predictions. Now that's paying $10 at TopSport. So that's obviously a bit of a long shot. But anyway, that's my wild prediction. Celtics in 5.
Celtics in 5. All right, Parky, definitely another one to keep an eye on. That means game 1 today is going to be crucial for the Celtics if you're going to pull that one off.
Well, like I said, if they steal one of these first 2, it doesn't necessarily have to be today. I'm actually tipping the Warriors in today's game. So I guess, yeah. But then a wild prediction's a wild prediction. That's by nature. So I've got myself covered there. So if the Celtics do win today, then that 4-1 is probably looking a little bit better than Celtics winning in 5. Is looking a little bit better.
I love it, Parky. All right, we're going to get into today's odds and betting in just a second. But before we do, we're going to take some time. We're going to tell you guys about a competition that we're running in conjunction with our good mates over there at the Ankle Breakers Collective. You could be in the running to win a signed Jason Tatum jersey or a signed Steph Curry jersey. Now, Ankle Breakers Collective is Australia's premier sports memorabilia box breaking experience. They have exclusive partnerships with some of the world's biggest authenticating bodies, giving their members access to the best sports memorabilia from around the world. whether you're chasing a specific item for your collection or you want to join in on the excitement of one of our famous breaks via the live stream, you've come to the right place. Now, we've got a special box that you've been in possession of, Parky. Now, there's something in this box. We don't know what it is, right? And this is kind of what the guys over there do as well. They do box breaks and things of that nature. Now, you're going to open that up, and it's going to be a gift for a special viewer of ours.
Okay,
So
I'm doing this now, Nico.
Open that up, Parky.
Like Christmas, I'm doing it now.
Yeah, open it up, mate.
Okay, here we go. How's this going to go? Here we go. We've got, oh, there's a stubby holder there. That's good. Oh, here we go. Look at this. There's all sorts of stuff in here. We've got the ankle breakers stubby holder. We've got a gift voucher valued at $50 from Iconic. Very good. Feel like I'm on World of Sport here. Give it away. Oh, here we go. That's a little personal letter for me. I don't know if I'm meant to read that. Oh, look at this. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me.
What have we got there, Parky? Open it up. Open it up, mate.
I don't want to open it. It's this. Oh, my God. Look at this. It's Larry Bird. It's a signed Larry Bird. Look at that. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see that. That's absolutely fantastic. Parky, I've actually got a little bit of news for you, mate. That is for you. You are the recipient of that, courtesy of the guys over at the Ankle Breakers.
You're kidding me. It's signed by Larry Bird, my idol.
Yeah, we did a little bit of research. We know that Larry Bird's your favorite player.
Mate, I'm framing this thing up.
Please do, mate. Please do.
I'm wearing it for the rest of the show.
Just make sure you don't smudge that signature off.
I'm not going to sweat on it. Or Larry Legend.
Yeah, that's all yours, mate. Yeah, enjoy that one.
Oh well, I'm getting a bit emotional, mate. This is I said to you, it was like Christmas having a gift. It was like Christmas Day. It feels like Christmas Day, mate. This is Larry Legend, mate. I'm a 55-year-old man, and I'm a fanboy of Larry. Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you to Ankle Breakers. Thanks to Little Birdie.
Absolutely enjoy that one, mate. You're going to have to tell the missus, this is a high bar to beat now for presents.
Wow. Look at that, mate. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Are we still on? Are we still live?
We're still on. We're still live. We're just going to quickly throw that graphic back up on screen. We're going to let people know how they can enter the competition. Like we said, you can go into the draw. You can win a signed Tatum or a signed Steph Curry jersey. Hit that link there that we've got, www.anklebreakerscollective.com.au/discount/Little Birdie Pod. And you could go into the draw and win one of those two signed jerseys. I'm a New York guy, man, so that Boston one doesn't look too appealing, but I wouldn't mind having a crack at that Steph Curry Warriors jersey. Parky.
Sorry, I'm speechless. You've thrown me. I've got to thank Dave Coleman and Michael Zorko, for this wonderful, wonderful gift. So I'm over the moon.
Yeah, we knew you would be, mate. We knew you would be. So definitely enjoy that one for sure. Get it framed if you can. Put it up and throw it into that the wall that you've got behind you there with all your prized possessions.
Yes, no, we'll do. Yeah, thanks a lot for that, fellas. That's that's really amazing. I'm touched by the present.
All right, let's get into the betting and the odds, Parky, and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to go enjoy game one of this NBA final. So let's open up and take a look at today's odds. We've got the Golden State Warriors at $1.61 favorites, the Celtics 245, the lines at -3.5. Total is 214 even. You can catch this one live on ESPN today. Parky, the Warriors are well rested. They've had 8 days rest. The Celtics have only had about 3 or 4. I think the Warriors are favorites for a reason today.
Yeah, I think that extra rest is crucial, and not only that, they haven't had to travel. They played against Dallas at home. They won that one, and they've been waiting at home. Celtics have been sort of traveling a little bit more. Also, the Warriors are 9-0 at home in these playoffs, and also 7-2 against the spread. So my pick is Golden State Warriors at the 3.5. That did jump out to 4 at one stage, but some money came for the Celtics, so that settled at about 3.5. And I think that's probably about right. We also have to remember Steve Kerr, or these Warriors, in game ones of any playoff series, they're 21-2. So there's another stat that's really pointing towards a Warriors win today. So I like the Warriors minus 3.5.
I feel like I can't remember if I said this on Wednesday's show that we did with Dex or not, but I think maybe Dex had brought it up too. But I feel like this one's going to be a blowout, Parky. I think it's going to be a comfortable double-digit win by the Golden State Warriors. As far as the under, I don't know if the Celtics are going to score enough points to cover, what was it, 214, I believe it was, the over-under. I would probably lean towards the under on that one there, but I am going with the Golden State Warriors in the double-digit win.
Well, we're both agreeing on these tips as well, because that was my next tip, is the under 214. Surprisingly, that's crept up from 211 earlier in the week. 211.5 went to 212. 212. It's up to 214. And to be honest, I like the under when it was 211. So we're getting an extra few points there. So these are the two best teams as far as defense efficiency goes. And I think in the last 10 games that these two teams have met, it's gone under 8 times, so 80% of the time. Even in their last meeting, I think March 16th, that total went under by about 22.5 points. So, I do like the under in this game one. You know, the Warriors might be a little bit rusty after resting for all that time. The Celtics, as we said, aren't as well rested. So, yeah, I think this is the game to definitely to grab that under, because I feel that if this goes under, I think the next game, the bookies will readjust and that total will be a lot lower. So, yeah, we both agree the under 214 in this game.
Yeah, I'd like to sort of go, contra to you, just to make it a little bit more spicy.
Me too.
I just don't see it happening, Parky. I guess great minds think alike.
Maybe game 2 we can we might have different opinions in that as well.
Any other betting trends that we should be keeping an eye out for this series?
Well, it's been interesting as we discussed for the winner of the series. I think the Celtics are at $2.30. To win the series. So a lot of people like myself are thinking if you do want to bet the Celtics for the series, as you can see up there, $1.65 for the Warriors and $2.30 for the Celtics. Like I said, we're predicting that the Warriors are going to win this game. So if you like the Celtics, I'd wait to bet on the series betting until after this game, because if the Celtics are in a 1-0 hole, you're going to get a lot better price than $2.30. And they could sneak game 2 and then steal home court and then go back to Boston. So that would be my advice on that. As far as correct scores go, or the series scores, I think you and BK predicted Celtics in 6, and I think
Warriors in 6.
Warriors 6, and I've got the Warriors in 6. I've got the Warriors in 7. So as we can see, those odds are up there as well. So I think the majority of the public and the gamblers and everyone, I think we're all looking for this to go 6 or 7. They seem to be the sort of most popular bets that are going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, and I think just as purely basketball fans as well, we'd love to see a long series, 6-7 games. Like I said, this is the beginning of the end after the NBA finals. There are no more games. So let's make the most of it while we can.
Yeah, I do feel a bit guilty though, sitting here with a Celtics Larry Bird jersey on and tipping the Warriors and tipping the Warriors in the series. So I do
have the Warriors t-shirt underneath.
I've got the Steph. Yeah, if I'd known I was going to get a Larry Bird Celtics authentic jersey signed by the great man, I wouldn't have worn my Steph Curry t-shirt. But I figured it was game 1 of the finals. I wanted to get amongst it. I'm picking Golden State today, so I thought I'd wear the Golden State. But I tell you, that Celtic green looks pretty good on me with that number 33, doesn't it?
Mate, you definitely have all the bases covered today. And again, shout out to the guys at Ankle Breakers Collective once again for hooking old mate Parky up with that one there. If they're watching right now, guys, I'm a Knicks fan. If you happen to have any Ewing jerseys, throw them my way.
Well, I have a lot of people have been talking lately about how Steph went number 6 in the draft. You know who had the 7th pick, don't you? And you know who
I know.
and you know that's a sliding door moment, mate, for you and your Knicks.
Yeah,
They missed out again, mate. They missed out by one. They could have had Steph, mate.
I don't need daily reminders, Parky. Thank you very much.
I won't do it again. I won't do it again.
All right, guys. We're going to leave you guys. We're going to be back on Monday morning. Parky, thank you very much for joining us as usual. Enjoy that jersey. I know you definitely are going to get that framed as soon as possible. We'll catch you Monday morning. All right.